thank you all for coming here tonight, not just to honor Charlie Kirk, but to honor what his life and legacy call out in each one of us. I'll be the first to admit, these last few months, watching evil acts unfold in our communities, I was shaken. Every headline reminded me of how fragile our freedoms really are. Evil trespassed in safe places and sacred spaces, our neighbors' homes, our churches, and most recently, in plain view for all the world to see. Where are we safe? Is it not okay to answer the door? Is it not okay for children to worship in church? Is it not okay to ride the subway or to go out with your friends? Where are our neighbors? Where is the love that so many preach? I cried for our youth. I cried for the families who lost their loved ones. I cried for America, and I cried for free speech. My fear to speak was temporarily amplified, but I prayed for courage, for empathy, and for discernment. And then September 10th became a turning point for me. I had been praying for courage to meet people where they are, to ask hard questions, to be open to new ideas, even to be open to changing my own perspective. Charlie's assassination broke something inside me, but in that breaking, the Lord reminded me of something my mother once told me. Don't let him change you, Jesse. Those words ring as true today as they did decades ago. I see in you all that I am not alone in this turning. Charlie was not taken because of politics. He was taken because he stood on fixed moral ground. Because truth is not subjective, not shifting, and not for sale. He sought to teach the tradition of moral knowledge and helped a rising generation find its way back to moral formation. He lived with humility, admitting when he needed more information, and with courage, speaking when others were silent. People don't get murdered for telling lies. They get murdered for telling truths that others are afraid to face. Charlie never stopped offering a seat at the table. Despite perceived differences, Charlie thought through his actions said, let's talk, let's share ideas. And at the end of the day, in America, it is your right, given by God and upheld by our Constitution, the right to disagree. You don't, however, have the right to impede on another's sovereignty. Charlie's example reminds us, our individuality matters. Your voice, your perspective, your ideas matter. Each one of us has a responsibility, not just to protect our freedoms, but to live in a way that reflects truth, courage, and grace. But it's not enough to live quietly. We must live it proudly and openly. We must show future generations that truth is worth defending, freedom is worth standing for, and character matters. That humility, that humanity is what made his voice so powerful. It's what his opposition feared most, a movement that is both fearless and decent, courageous and compassionate. The battle of thoughts, ideas, and values is long overdue. And now it's our turn. We cannot succumb to the politics of anger. Hatred cannot be satisfied. It must be opposed. When fear turns into terror, it makes rational conversations nearly impossible. Pain that is not transformed is too often transmitted. But we are called to something higher, to be accountable first to God and then to ourselves. We are called to love those who hate us, to treat justly those who treat us unjustly. If we are different, then we must act differently. Violence comes in all forms, but speech is not one of them. We must not seek payback or revenge. We must choose character that is honorable, respectful, and gracious, even when others are not. Hate is not the answer to hate, and violence cannot be the answer. This is America, a nation where your right to disagree is God-given, protected, the land of the free, and now we must be reunited as the land of the brave. Martin Luther King once said to his opponents, "We shall meet your physical force with soul force. Do to us what you will, and we shall continue to love you. Throw us in jail, and we shall still love you. Threaten our children, and we shall still love you. But be assured, we will wear you down by our capacity to suffer. And one day, our victory will be a double victory, winning freedom for ourselves and winning you in the process." Friends, that is the kind of victory Charlie's life points us toward. Not revenge, but renewal. Not violence, but vision. Not despair, but determination. If we are serious about being followers of our Creator, we must organize in our own hearts. Like the early Christians, Charlie lived a life of faithful obedience, full-time pursuit and service. His heart was set on the kingdom. He expected to die, and I believe he prayed for the courage to face that without shrinking from his duty. You cannot control the actions of others, no matter how many rules you put in place. Your best bet is to lead by showing the way. Practice what you preach. Clean up your own house. Pray for courage to endure the suffering, and pray for boldness to speak truth to the darkness. Remember, challenging a narrative isn't inherently hateful. It's necessary, and sometimes it's love. We speak from love to stop self-inflicting harm. To stay silent when words can save is unsolving. Speak with love, speak with truth. Violence is for fascists. Democracy is about persuasion. So tonight, I call on each of you pray for courage, pray for discernment, speak truth to darkness, even when it is costly. Love boldly, especially those who hate you. Refuse to draw into retribution. Offer a seat at the table. Keep your character honorable and your conviction humble. And never let fear or cancel culture rob you of your voice. Charlie Kirk's life was never about building himself up. It was about calling us to stand firm, to speak with conviction, to love without compromise, and to keep faith in the one who makes all things new. Friends, neighbors, let us leave here tonight not in despair, not defeated, but determined, renewed to communicate with respect, curiosity, and hope. Let us be inspired by Charlie to lead better, speak louder, stand taller, and love stronger. We truly honor Charlie by what we do next. Charlie understood that the gospel is incarnate truth, so he could speak boldly with truth and integrity. I invite you to follow that example. Take up the torch and carry it forward, because without truth, we have no freedom, and without the Lord, we have no salvation. Thank you, and God bless you.